which is going to be for 1 hour. So which is going to be for 1 hour. Okay, so this would be your agenda. So what we are going to do is we are going to see what is Orchid overview. Okay, then I'm going to talk about supply chain management modules. What would be part of this supply chain? Okay, when you say Oracle Cloud, what is that we are going to cover? Okay, or what Oracle is providing in terms of applications. Okay, then we will also talk about data conversions. Okay, what exactly is the data conversions and how is it different in Oracle Cloud? Okay, then we'll also talk about reports, which includes your ODBI and BI. So we'll see what are the different ways how you can create reports as well as analysis in cloud applications. Then I'm just going to give you project documentations, which includes your configuration workbook and function specification documentations. Okay. Now as part of this course, for demo, what we'll do, we'll limit to tailored reports, but at least for project documentations, I'm going to give you how you can design or how you can prepare the documentations. Okay. Any questions before I start?
No problem.
Great, thanks. Okay. So now, as part of the supply chain management, right? So we'll see function setup manager. Okay. Then we'll also go through the user manager, which includes your user custom roles, how it works in terms of data access, how this whole structure works in cloud. Okay, when you want to access something, what it takes you to navigate to the screen and access. Okay? Then we'll talk about periods, which means item management, how you create items or how do you manage your items. Okay. Then we'll also see about your inventory management. Okay? Then order management. These are the models which will be part of your supply chain management. Again, we'll not do the deep dive, but at least we'll talk about 10,000 feet to understand the whole functionalities of the products. Okay. Any questions before I get into the application? Any questions before I get into the application? All right. So let me do one thing. Let me just log in to the applications. Let me log out and log in back.
Pramod, this one is that the Fusion one or that cloud?
This is the Fusion one. It's nothing but it's the same thing. Oracle Fusion. Earlier, we had EBS. Now, what Oracle did as part of this product transformation, product developments, right? So, as part of their innovations, what Oracle did as part of their business, they have acquired a lot of products, CBL or PeopleSoft or EBS. Their EBS is their main product. Okay, so now what Oracle did, they came up with a new product. Okay, now taking the best practices from each and every product, named EBS, PeopleSoft, JD, sorry, all these products, and they created new product. Okay, and that is how we got this new Oracle Fusion applications. Okay, now how many of you are aware of EBS? Just want to understand, do you have any experience in ERP or do you or seeing this for the first time? If you can just give me some background about yourselves, probably then.
Pramod, actually, I do have the ERP experience, that is for the customized ERP, even though I do have some working knowledge on that manufacturing.
Great.
But I have a bit knowledge of PP and or SAP PP, but I have never come across like how the Oracle is working and so.
Great. Okay. So when you say manufacturing, it is more of a process or discrete?
Process wise.
Process wise. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I did that some implementation as well in industry. But that is that the APO, SAP APO, not the SAP APO, it was the customized APO for the planning and scheduling.
Planning and schedule. Okay, fine. Okay, great. So you're aware of all the supply demand and everything for customer.
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay, great. Okay, that's great.
BOM and all everything. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Then great. Let's introduce, okay, Okay, let's hear from the other members too. Okay, what is their experience so that before we join, so that we know what is their expectations. Can you take next, please?
Sure, Pramod. My name is Siddharth. Uh, I do have around more than 7 years of experience in IT, and as of now, I'm working as a lead product engineer in Harman.
Oh,
So, see, throughout my career before this Harman, throughout my career, I worked as a ERP implementation and the supply chain implementation consultant. But for the customized ERP and all, we do have very limited opportunity. Like people are not considering our profiles and all. So everywhere it is like the person should have that the SAP or Oracle experience. So that's what I thought to learn Oracle because don't know like I'm good in SQL and all. So
okay.
I thought it would be added advantage for me. And even though I do have working on knowledge of that BI publisher, Oracle BI publishers and all. So I thought like it would be good for me. I don't know like whether I'm taking the right decision to learn
No,
Oracle.
good. Absolutely. We'll make sure that, we'll provide enough training to make sure we can get
That's
into the career.
okay. Thank you. Yeah, that's all I have.
Thanks for that. Keshav, Lavanya, I think you're all mute. You can unmute and you can just give one line of your introduction to what's your experiences so that, we know. About it. Anyone else want to introduce yourself?
Hi Siddharth, I'm good morning. My name is Vijay Sagar.
Hi,
Hello.
with this. Yeah, with this, sir. Hi.
Yeah, yeah. I have 9 years of experience in R2R regarding to reporting. Presently, I'm working in R2R related uh, in intercompany and GL general accounting side. My tools are SAP and SmartStream. I don't have Oracle related and I have knowledge on supply chain and account payables, account receivables, but I don't know ERP, RP.
Okay.
So one of my friend recently moved to supply chain management and he got the job in one of the best industry. So
Mhm.
I'm also looking for the supply chain management course. So that's why I joined in this discussion.
Great, with this, sir. Thank you.
Yeah,
Next, please.
yeah.
Hey, hi Pramod. Good morning. This is Pranay Kumar. Currently
Hi, Pranay.
working the emphasis as a business analyst. So I want to change my technology to the uh, technical side. So that's why I choose Oracle SCM module. And the two nowadays the recruiters are expecting with the fusion only the more opportunities we can grab right from the market. So that's why
That's good.
uh, yeah, that's it.
Thanks, Pranay. Next, please.
Yeah.
Next. Anyone wants to go? Anyone want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, Pramod, is there any prerequisites to join this Oracle Fusion?
As long as you know how to buy the products, how to sell the products, understand the concept, that is more than enough
Okay,
to do this course.
okay, yeah, thank you.
Anyone else you want to introduce?
Hey,
Okay.
hi.
Yeah, Lavanya. Is it Lavanya?
Uh,
Simira.
no,
Simira.
this is Sumiran.
Simira. Yeah, go ahead, Simira.
Yeah, actually, I have a 2 years experience in Fusion procurement module,
Oh, great.
but yeah, it is in the P2P cycle, but I'm here to upgrade and learn the other modules or upgrade myself by learning the different modules in Fusion
Oh.
for the same supply chain management.
So you're aware of inventory and product management, right?
Yes.
Great. The only thing you want to upgrade is order management. That is more extensive in this course that we are going to cover. Apart from that, inventory also we're going to cover extensively.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else? All right. So let's get started. Okay. Thanks everyone for giving your background, your experiences. Yep. Looks like you already have experience in ERP systems. Okay. Probably SAP or any other systems or Oracle. So what we're going to do, I'm going to get into the application and I'm going to show you how this whole product works in terms of diagnostic suppression management. Okay? Now, this is the login page to the Oracle Cloud applications. Okay, this is again we have demo version, and this is the user ID and the password, which is case sensitive. I click on this sign button.
Uh, Sorry for interruption, Pramod. I couldn't able to see your screen.
Oh, my bad, my bad. Sorry. All right. Can you all see my screen?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once you log into the applications, again, this is the demo pod, demo version, demo environment, you can call it as, where you have your login credentials. And once you enter your login and password, which is the case sensitive, you, you log into the screen, and this is where you see the landing page. Okay, this is the home screen of Vision applications. Again, you don't have to install anything, no Java, nothing. It's just a cloud portal where just like you access Gmail or Zoom or anything. All you need to do is you just need to get the URL and log into this application using the valid username and passwords. Okay, this is your landing page. Okay, what you're seeing here is bunch of icons on the screen. This is called a springboard, which means on the screen you have different icons, which allows you to perform different activities based on the roles and the responsibilities that you actually perform your companies. Probably you might be a inventory controller, or you might be a warehouse operator, or procurement agent, or a buyer, or a supplier agent, or sales representative. All right. Depends upon the role that you're playing in the company, you'll be given certain access so that you can navigate to the application, click on the specific links, and then do your day-to-day jobs. That's what you do. As okay. Now, again, as a consultant, what we do, we implement the product. As the end user, business user, they use the product. So, in terms of consulting, as a consultant, what we actually do is we configure the product based on the requirements and make sure that it is up and running. Okay. Now, here you can see, there are some global icons. Okay, this is your home page. This is like, favorites. Just like most of the, browsers, you have favorites or bookmarks, right? So you can click on this and you can, it's like a shortcut. So probably, every day you navigate to item master. Let's assume, okay, it's your day-to-day job. So rather than always navigating to this, what you can do, you can just click on this and save this as a favorite so that it's like a short link where you can click that and you can directly access this page. Okay, now this is the watch list. Okay, then you have a notification icon in case, in case if there are any notification that you need to act, or probably you're waiting for some notifications to come back. So this is the place when you click on this notification or icon or a bell icon, it gives you, or it shows the list of notifications that needs attention, or probably that are already taken action by someone else, and it shows you what is the status. Right? So just bear with me, guys. This pod is a little bit slow today. Okay? Now, if you see this, right? Now, in case if you see, it shows 35, which is in the red mark, which means there are like 35 notifications which are not even read, or which are waiting for your notification, which are waiting for your action to be performed. If you see here, right, this is action required, this is action required. Now, if you click on load more, it shows everything. Okay, this is where you can navigate. Let's me give an example of a purchase order. Now, let's say if you have created a purchase order, okay, what happens? It goes to the approval, and that approval, once you approve, then you can see this notification that's saying that it has been approved, or someone has created a purchase order, and if you are the approver, you get a notification saying that, hey, there's a purchase order that is waiting. For approve, you can approve or reject. That is where you can see all these notifications. It can be any notifications, right? Now, this is called as your user, which means when you click on this, it ideally gives you an option which is like a drop down or a pop-up which tells you how to, change your preferences, okay, or how to access this page or probably edit page, edit your whole, screen. So Oracle Cloud gives you the flexibility to customize your page. Probably you want to add a wallpaper, you can do that. Or customize the look and feel, you can do that. Or probably, you want to add additional fields that you want to display to certain users or display to them, you can still do that. This is a functionality which is available in the cloud, which helps you to, customize the whole page. Okay. Now, manage setup and manage. We'll talk about this, okay, for a while. I'll park this for now. Then you have something called as flex fields. A flex field is a concept which is available in Oracle. In case, let's say, on a page, let's say, for example, let's talk about item master page. Okay, there we enter your item information page, right? But let's assume you want more information that you want to capture, but Oracle doesn't have that flexibility. So what you can do, you can create your own additional fields. That is called as flex fields. And you can display them on the page wherever you want. Okay? That allows you to capture additional information on a screen. Okay, that's a functionality of the flex fields. Then record, issue, print, these are additional features. Okay, in case if you want to know documentation of that, you can just click on this application here, and it ideally takes you to the page where it it gives you the option to review the documentation. Okay, so now this is called as docs.oracle.com, which gives everything about the supply chain. Okay, let's say in case if I want to know inventory management, I just click on this link and it gives everything for me. Okay, so this is where you can find all the documentation of the product. It can be inventory, order management, or products, or anything. Name it, you can have it. So this has got everything. Right? Any questions, guys? Okay. In case if you have any questions, just pause me. Then I'll take questions or else I'll continue. Now, there are multiple ways how you can navigate into the applications or navigate and perform your transactions or do the calculations. Now, this is how you navigate. If you just click on this home page, it shows you this landing page, and you can ideally click on any of these icons. Okay, all these icons, and you can just click on this. Right now, when you click on this procurement, probably you can see purchase equations, purchase agreements, and purchase orders. If you click on order management, okay, you see pricing, order management, and global order problems. Okay, when you click on this, it ideally takes you to the page where you can perform the transactions. Now, this is I'm talking about the end user, right? Again, there are some pages where it allows you to configure uh, some tasks. Okay. Now, this is called as navigator. On my left side, it has 3 lines or a button sign, which allows you to perform the same things what you do here. Okay, so when you click on this navigator, it gives more information. Okay, see this supply chain execution, receivables, supply chain planning, okay, then order management. So whatever you are seeing on the landing page, either you can click on this navigate login page or landing page and perform, or you can click on this navigator and you can also perform from it. So 2 ways, either you can use this landing page or you can click on this navigator to get into the application, right? Now, let's talk about users. Okay. Now, any application, any ERP, right? In case if you want to use, probably you should have a user account. Okay. So this is where you navigate. You have tools, then you have got security console. Security console allows you to perform a lot of things. Let's say user accounts, okay, or creating some roles and responsibilities. Right now, you see here, right? Let me click on users. Let's assume this is my user. Okay. There are 2 kinds of users. Okay. One is implementation user, then the other one is employee user. Implementation user is nothing but people like us who are consultants who actually configure the product for the customers, who implement the product. Employee users are the one who actually perform the transactions. Clear? So now you can create an implementation user or you can create an employee user, right? Now let's take this user. Okay, I just logged in with this user. If you see, right, this is the username, first name, last name, email ID. Okay, it has got password. Again, you can reset the password. You can again, it shows active, but in case if you want to log this user, you can still do this. Okay. Now every user account is associated with an employee record. In case if you don't have the link between the user account and the employee, right? What happens? You cannot perform some transactions in the applications. Probably, let's assume a purchase order in case if you want to create, right? You cannot just create if you're implementation user. You have to be a valid employee, and that employee is linked to your user because purchase order happens to be a legal document, and that only authorized people can create purchase orders. So this is where you come and that navigate and you can see that, you can see the user accounts, which is the search set of the web information, right? Now, down below, you see something called as roles. What roles will do? This will allow you to perform certain transactions or certain functions in the product. So let's say, for example, if your role is a consultant and if you're going to perform only configurations, probably you need a specific role. Okay. It can be IT security manager or application implementation consultant, where you'd be allowed to only perform the configurations. But if the role demands that, or if your role is to work on certain transactions, probably you are a buyer, probably you're a sales manager or inventory control, then you need specific roles to perform those transactions, probably warehouse manager, warehouse operator, or a procurement requester, or sales order entry specialist, or product data storage. So all these called as roles. Now these roles will allow you to access certain streams on the product. Okay. Now I'll also give one more example. Let's say we have multiple warehouses. Let's say multiple warehouses in India. Okay, probably you have Delhi, then Mumbai, then Pune, then Chennai. Okay. Now, let's say these are our different warehouses in different locations: Delhi, Mumbai, Pune, Chennai. Okay, these are all 4 different locations, and 4 locations we have 4 different warehouses. Now, each location has got, let's say, for example, here we have got product. Okay, probably this is the one. Probably this. For example, you have got 4 different warehouses, and there are 4 different people. They can be, you can say them as a warehouse manager or a warehouse operator. Now, what this role does is, let's say the role is called as warehouse operator. Or in case someone is a manager, let's say we can use warehouse manager. Okay. Now, this will allow you to perform all your inventory transactions. This role will allow you to perform transactions, which means you can move the material, you can receive the material, you can count the material, you can check the transactions, inventory transaction. Basic thing, let's assume. Okay. I'm not going to deep into what additional things that is done, but at least when it comes to warehouse management, basic operation, this rule will allow you to do. Now, if it is Pranay, right, this user should be accessing only Delhi. He should not have access to other things. But whereas, let's say we have Vinod, he should have access to Mumbai and Pune. So how this works, this is something called as role, and you have got access. Role and access. Role is nothing but, manager, which means he'll have access to warehouse operations. But we want to limit him to a specific warehouse. Let's say, for example, if it is Pranay, we want to restrict to only Delhi. If it is Vinay, we don't probably want to restrict him to Pune as well as Mumbai. This can be done using a configuration called as data access. So it's a combination of your role and a data access which allows you to perform transactions in the application. Okay, that's the combination it goes. So you have a user account, and then you have a role, then you have a data access, which means all these three combinations will allow you to perform certain transactions in your applications. Okay, that's the purpose of role. Okay. Any questions here? Let's not get into what is this field, what is the field, but conceptual wise, you just have a user who has got enough roles to perform few transactions. That is the whole thing what I just want to showcase here. Okay. Now, users, you can create them manually, but in case in real time, what happens, you'll have not just one or two users, right? Probably, the users are spread across different locations. Probably in case if you have 50 users, 100 users, right? Manually, you don't want to create it. What system does, you have provision that, you can load user accounts using some spreadsheets, which means rather than creating manually, you have something called a spreadsheet loader. Okay? Spreadsheet, which is called as, data conversion activity, where you can actually create user accounts using this spreadsheet, enter the user accounts, name, first name, last name, and when you run it, you can directly upload into the applications. Okay, you don't have to run any program. All you can do is just download the spreadsheet and enter the data and upload it back to your cloud. Okay. Again, employees also, it's the same thing. In case if you want to create employees manually, you can still do that. But in case if you want to load bulk data, there is a provision called a spreadsheet loader, which you can use it and enter the data and upload it. Okay. And then again, these spreadsheets you can download from the application. You don't have to navigate into any other systems or any other portals. These spreadsheets are inbuilt, and you can also create your own spreadsheets. It's not that, in case if you want to create an employee, you can use what fields you want, probably first name or last name, a location, address, supervisor, or email ID, okay, or any accounts that you want to capture. So you can create a spreadsheet, you can have your own fields and create that as a template and use that to load the data. Okay, that flexibility or capability or quick clearance. Okay, any questions, guys? Any questions?
No, Pramod.
Great. Now let's say, for example, now let's talk about this a specific role, order management is the role. What is an order management role? Probably this does, allows you to create sales order or manage your sales order, update sales order, or it has bunch of features. Okay, now if you see here, right, this is where it shows you. Now you can export the data. Okay, or if you click on here, it ideally, when you click on this icon, right, ideally what it tells you, it just gives you bunch of privileges. Okay. It gives you privileges. It also tells you who are all the users who are part of this group. Okay. Okay. So you have got users, roles, and privileges. When you just a minute. When you have too many roles, privileges, right move from the screen. Now there is something called as privileges, which ideally helps you to see what are all the functions or what are all the tasks that you can perform using this. Okay, which is nothing but you can control what you want to do using a custom role. We can using this role. Okay, in case if you want, you can create your own role. Probably you want to have a role which allows you to just view the sales order, not update the sales order. For that, you have to create a new custom role, and you just need to give one of these privileges. When you give these privileges, what it does, it just allows the specific user to only access sales order without updating. Okay. Then you can just assign these roles to your user. These are all the users who are having the access to the roles. Okay. This is all about your roles and users. Any questions, guys? Okay. Again, you have a bunch of other options, whatever you see there, administrative, single sign-on, user credentials. These are more of, how you navigate, how you control your notifications, or how do you want to have a preferences in terms of user creation process, employee creation process. That's what it does. Okay. Now, I just want to talk about more on this setup and maintenance. Okay. This is the key thing in this product, which means this is how we navigate to configure the applications. Let's say if you're responsible to implement order management, then what you need to just click on this and you navigate to setup and maintenance. Okay, it is called as FSM in short. So setup and maintenance, what it exactly does is it allows you to configure the product based on the customer requirements. Right? Now, if you see here, right, it has got a bunch of things here. When you click on the drop down, you've got financials and manufacturing, supply chain management, order management, procurement, product management. What are all these? These are nothing but these are the products, or these are the offerings that we call in order. Okay. When you click on this, right? Let's say, for example, I'm going to click on this order management. Okay. Now this is your order management, which means any configuration that you want to do for order management, you navigate to these offerings and you perform them. Now, wherever is the star, which means that's a mandatory setup that you need to do in the application. Here, anything that you want to implement in order management, or in case if you want to implement manufacturing, you have to select this manufacturing supply chain management and you navigate here. And you see a bunch of tasks. These are all called as tasks. And using this task, you can configure your applications, right? Now, on my left side, this is called as a function area. So under your offerings, this is my offering. Under that, here, function area. It is like nothing but, let's say, for example, now, I'll give you an example, okay? Let's say if you're implementing order management. Okay? And anything. Let's assume the two modules you want to implement. The first thing what you need to do, any ERP product, let's say, for example, if you want to implement, if the customer is saying they want to implement order management, which is nothing but sales as well as inventory, what ideally you do, first you need to enable the options, enable the products, okay, which means you're first going to enable it, which means this product is going to be enabled for implementing order management. These are the two things that you're going to enable first. Then configure. When it comes to configuration, you only configure what exactly is required from the customer requirements, right? It's some probably, there might be probably you have 100 tasks, but you don't have to configure all those 100 tasks. Probably some of them are required, some of them are optional, but again, what is required out of that also you can choose based on your business requirements. Okay. Now here if you see, right, initial users, locations, okay, organization structures, items, catalogs, receiving, shipping parameters, these are all required in case if you want to implement order management. Because in case if you want to implement order management, right, ideally you need customers, you need inventory management, organizations, then you need shipping rules or pricing rules. Okay, so these are all part of those. But in case if you want to implement manufacturing, what you need to understand where is your warehouse or where is your plant, where is that you're going to perform all your operations under the plan. So you come to this screen or come to this offerings and start navigating this, right? Configuring this. Now this is your offering. Under that you have a functional area. Each functional area has bunch of tasks. Okay, which means you have offering, then you have got functional area, then you've got task. Just think that this is the product. Under that you have a folder. Under the folder you have a bunch of tasks that you need to perform. If I just click on here, shipping, it shows manage shipping parameters, which is basic or which is required for configuring for the order management functions, right? But if you see here, it shows the required task. It doesn't show everything. But if you click on all tasks, let's see if there are. See, these are all options. These are all the tasks that are available under this shipping functionality. But what is? Yes, any questions? Okay, fine. Now, when you click on this shipping, ideally what it does on your left side, right side, it gives me option, all tasks or required tasks. When I click on all tasks, it shows everything which is part of this functional shipping, right? Now, again, it depends upon this business requirement. What is that you really want to configure? Some of them are mandatory, though it doesn't show as required, you still have to do this. Okay. Again, to ease or to make it easy for the day-to-day life of the business users, you perform few tasks. Okay? So this is where you navigate. Well, let's say, for example, if I have to click on, if I want to navigate one task, let me show you. Okay. Let's say I just click on this shipping parameters. It is just a hyperlink. Now here, the moment I click on the task, it is asking me to select an organization. But again, this depends upon the task, whatever you select. Okay. All right. Now this is a manage shipping parameters page. This is where you come and you navigate and you start configuring the additional information. Okay, how you want to access your shipping. Probably how you want to create your weight, volume, okay, and create your picking documents or shipping documents, right? Or how you want to enforce your shipping methods. Again, rules. You can create the rules, which order you want to give a preference. Okay. And how you want to print your pick slip. Okay, from where you want to pick it, where you want to ship it, where you want to, stage the materials. These are all your rules or fields that allows you to control all your shippings. Again, you can create your own shipping parameters based on the warehouse. Okay. So in Oracle, it is called as inventory management. Though we call it as warehouse in the business terminology, it is called as inventory organization. Right. Now this is where you navigate. Okay. Now coming back to the screen, when I click on this, you see all these things, right? But again, it's not that every time it asks you to enter the warehouse, enter the inventory organization. It depends upon the task that you're selling. That's what it does, right? Now, if you click on this view, there's something called as show on. When you click on show on, this is where it shows everything, right? Now, let's say, for example, let's take a scenario. Okay. Now, you have few records or data that need to be populated or created. Ideally, what you can do is you can just manually create them. But in case if you have bulk data which you want to perform, what you can do in this FSM, there is something called as export import future. What it does is, let's say, for example, if you want to create a data entry, right? You can export a sample data, okay, and import the data. Just enter the data and upload it to the application. It does everything for you. You don't have to run any program. All you have to do is that export a sample data, enter everything, whatever the data that you want, and import it. It's quite easy. You don't have to run any program, no SQL, nothing. All you do, export and import. That's it. So it saves a lot of time and it helps in the data entry, right? So this is how it helps you to upload the bulk data. Now let's assume you have two different pods. Probably, you have two environments, you can call it as. One is, test, and then you called as a demo pod. These are two different pods. Let's assume. Now you want to transfer the data from one pod to other pod or one instance to other instance. Rather than creating manually, you can move the data from one instance to the other instance. Instance is nothing but the environment. Probably this is one instance for us. Okay. Let's assume this is a test environment for us. But let's say you have one more instance, which is like a clone of this, or probably you have a different instance, and your requirement is move this data to the other instance. Rather than again redoing the same thing, right? You can use a feature called as configuration package, which allows you to, move the data from one instance to other instance, which means you export from one environment, then you import it in the other environment. That is what it does. So FSM helps you to navigate to each and every task, perform the configurations. It also allows you to upload the data. okay, within the application, within the environment, or in case if you have a data where you want to, configure from other instance, you can still do that by just importing the data from other instance. That is also you can do. There are a lot of other features that FSM does apart from this. Let's say, for example, now, okay, let's take example here. Okay, now you have got all these warehouses. Let's say Delhi, Mumbai, Pune, Chennai. Okay, now you have got two different parts. Let's say test and you can call it as demo part. Okay, or I can call it as UAT part. Okay, now you want to move the material to UAT. In test, you've got, let's say, 10 inventory, 10 warehouses. Right? Now you want to configure the same in UAT, but probably you know that there are like 2 or 3 warehouses which are already there. And before even configure, you want to see what is there in the application. And I just want to get a report. Then I want to decide whether you really want to load the 10 or not. Right? Now, this FSM helps you to do that also, which means it helps you to compare two different data. And it will give you a report. That report will have the data, what is already there, what is the discrepancy, what is that you want to know. That options are available here. Okay. So FSM helps you to compare the data whenever you upload something, right? It tells you that, hey, this data is there, this is the discrepancy, and this is what it does. Okay, those are all part of your FSM. Any questions here? Any questions? Great. Okay. I'm not going to get into FSM more because in the interest of time, I want to cover the other rest of the products too. Okay. This is the whole thing of function setup manager or maintenance, which allows you to configure the applications. In case you want to configure, this is where you navigate from the user account and click on the setup and maintenance, and you get into the page, start configure based on the business requirements. Right? Right. Now, I'm back to the landing page. Okay. Now, let's say, for example, if you want to navigate to supply chain management or order management, all you can do is click on this order management. Okay. Now, order management has got, pricing, order management, and global order process. Okay. So, what pricing does? Pricing helps you to create your price list. Okay. Now, it allows you to create a price list. Probably, you can have a price list where it contains all the items, where you can tell, this item, this price. That is what it does. Okay. Or your requirement is all items I want to give a discount, or all items will have a single price. Probably if you see wholesale markets, okay, any item you buy, 100 rupees. Right. It's a fixed. Any item you buy, this is what it does. Or probably anything that you buy in bulk, probably it is 50 rupees. Irrespective of the item you buy, everything is flat 50. This can be done using price list. Or, maybe you have a requirement that price item A is 100 rupees, item B is probably 50. You can still do this one using the price list, right? So there is something called as discounts in. I don't have access to this, okay? But again, I'll give you an overview of the discounts. What discounts is? It allows you to do the price adjustment, which means probably you have a festival offer or seasonal discounts or promotion that you want to do, right? So you can give discounts. You can create your own discounts. Let's say 10% discount, 50% discounts, anything. Or you can buy this product, you get the other product absolutely free. Or buy one product, get the other product for 50%. Okay. Or buy this product, you want to give any other products as an order, you can still do that. Those are part of your promotions and discounts. So Oracle has that flexibility or capability to, create your own discount list. And you don't have to create this manually. Okay. In case you want to do this bulk, you still have an option. Spreadsheet uploaders. Download the data, download the template, and you can upload the data. So that feature is inbuilt. You don't have to run any programs. All you do, download the templates and load it. Right? Now next comes your order management. Again, again, price list, discount list, it is not showing because I don't have access to this. So in case if you have a pricing manager, pricing administrator, then you'll be able to see the information. Okay. Now this is called as landing page for order management. Okay? This is called as info. Just can you go on mute in case if you don't have questions? Thank you. Right. Now this is called as Imports. What Imports does is it gives you. Chendu, can you go on mute? Thank you. Okay, so now these are called as infolettes. What is infolettes? Infolettes is nothing, it's a graphical representation of your data in the high level. Okay, when I look at this data, guys, can you please go on mute in case if you don't have any question? A lot of background is coming up.
Will you come sit by me?
Swarna, can you go on mute? Okay. Now, this dashboard shows some of the charts, pie charts, okay, or it shows some sort of analytics. What it does, it shows you the information in some sort of forms. These are called as inputs. If you look at this one, it shows orders in bulk data, orders past due. Okay, now it shows orders that are on hold. When you click on this, right, move your mouse over, it gives some more information. So if you see, right, there are 3 records that are on credit hold. Okay, then hold for pricing, hold requested by customer. So this information is available, on this page, landing page. These are called as infolettes. You can customize this infolettes too. Okay. Now, when you click on one of these links, right, see this color. When I click on this, it ideally what it does, it takes you to the records. Okay. So it's still loading. Now see this. It's in hyperlink. When I click on that dashboard and click on the pie chart, ideally what it does, it ideally navigates back to the orders. It shows me what are all the orders, okay, under that. That is what it does. Okay, these are called as your. This is where you can manage all your orders. Now, click on this done. Now, in case you want to search an order, you can use the search functionality. Now, in case if you want to search an order based on a specific preference, probably your order number, customer, or orders that are open, or source orders, or amount, bill to customers. Okay, you can use this wherever it is 2 stars, which means one of the field you have to enter. Okay, and if you want to have additional fields, all you have to do click on add fields, and you can pull up these fields and you can search the orders. That's what you can do. Got it? Again, in case if you want to save the search, also you can just click on the save, and next time you don't have to enter all this information. By default it shows the data for it. Okay. Now let me do one thing. Let me see if I have on. Okay, let's say for example these are all my orders. Okay. Now we can search these orders by one of these fields. It can be keyword, it can be order number or customer. In case if you want to search only for probably customer called ABC, starts with ABC. Okay, you have options. Starts with, end with, equals. Okay? So I'm going to use this search criteria. Then it gives me only those customer orders that are for customer ABC. Okay. Now let me open one of the orders. Let me open the order. This is your manage order screen, and when you click on the order number, it ideally takes you to the order number. Okay, it shows your order information. Okay, order date. In case if you want to capture purchase order type, purchase order number, you can still do it. Okay, you have something called as order type, business units. Okay, I'm just going to give you an overview of the products, but in real, when we do the trainings, that is where we actually get into the application, configure, do the deep dive of each and every thing. Okay, now this is your sales order screen, which contains your item information. Then you have a line information. Okay, it shows what is the item that is placed on the sales order, what is the status of the line, okay, what is the quantity, or what is the unit of measurement, what is the price. It shows everything. Yeah. Now on my left side, you can see some more additional icons. You can see a truck sign, which shows all the shipping information, ship to contact, okay, requested date, and shipping, from which warehouse you want to ship. Okay, what is your freight terms, FOB, shipping priority, any information that you want to capture for shipping, probably your shipping instructions, you can still do that. In case if you want to capture some packaging instructions, probably, fragile items, you want to say handle with care, or, pack it in a specific package. You want to include those, you can still do this one. Okay. Or in case if you want to allow, partial shipments for this order, you can still do that. Some customers have a requirement, they want to have all the products in one shipment. Okay. Some of them can manage if you send in multiple shipments, right? You can enter the warehouse information, okay, so that it picks from this warehouse. You have this. So this is in header information, but if you still want to capture at the line level, you can still do this one. Probably one item you want to get it from Delhi, one item get it from Pune, you can still do that. And you can have your own shipping dates. Okay. This is your billing and payment information, where you can see who is the billing, what is the billing address or bill to contact, and payment terms. Payment terms will tell you what is the relation between you and the customer, how you want to get the payment. Is it a 30 days, immediate, or 45 days? Depends upon the terms. Okay, once you send the invoice, from there it starts. It's like a credit card bill, right? You have 45 days to make a payment once you get the statement. Same like that, payment terms will decide how you want to make a payment to the customer. Okay. Now, when you click on actions, again, we have a bunch of options here. In case you want to update this sales order, you can use the create revision option. Or if you want to cancel this whole order, probably the customer says, I don't require this order, then you can cancel the order and you can enter the details, reason for cancellation. Okay. Or you want to create a new order, you can use the copy functionality. What it does, it creates a new order, exactly the same order. It's like a duplicate order. And you can change the information, probably the item, quantity, or price, or any information that you want to update, you can still do this one. Okay. Then in case you want to put any holds on the order, probably, the customer says, hey, can you put the order on hold? Probably, we are still discussing internally. Then you can start shipping the product. Then we want to keep this on hold. You can still do this. So customers do this because, they want to make sure they get some paperwork, or they have internal discussion, so that, they don't want to get this product right away. Okay. Now switch to fulfillment. This is where it tells you the order status. Okay. Now, customer representatives, they just open the order, they just see the status. But when you go to the switch to fulfillment, this is where it shows everything about the order. Everything about the order. Okay. What is the order number? This is your header information. And down below, it shows everything. From where you're shipping, which warehouse, what is the status, and everything. Right? Now, this has got bunch of information. Let's say you've got fulfillment lines, order lines, and returns. In case if you have a sales order, if you ship the product to the customer and the customer says, no, this product is damaged, we want to return the product, then what you do, you create a return. You can see this here. In case if there is a return order, return line, you can see this information here. Right? Now, there is something called as orchestration process in order management. What it does is, it is like kind of a workflow. It has got bunch of tasks that it will do. Probably, you have a scenario where you want to send or sell items to the customer, okay, and you want to invoice it also. Then you have a workflow. That workflow is nothing but you can say, the orchestration process, right? Now you have schedule, reserve, ship, invoice. Probably you have a requirement, you want to ship, sell the products, but those are all digital products, probably magazines or software. For that, you don't need to have a physical shipment, right? So you just have to invoice them. That is a different workflow. Probably you have scenario, you just have to get an only invoice or returns. So those are all controlled as part of your orchestration process. Okay. So at the high level, what orchestration process does is, it has set of workflows and stages which will control how you want to create an order and what are the stages that are involved. If you want to ship an order, invoice the order, you can use one. If you just want to invoice the order, you can use a different orchestration process. You can customize. Your orchestration process, right? Then down below, it shows shipping details or supply details, general billing, item details, everything. So this gives an overview of entire order, which means it gives more information of the order. When you drill down, it shows everything of the product. Okay. In case you want to know the check availability, you can still do that. Probably, if you want to schedule an order, the customer says, hey, I want the product next week, but let's say you don't have the product in your warehouse. What you want to do, you want to reschedule it. Okay, and you can tell the customer that the product is available after 20 days. But the customer says, is there anything that you want to do better? You can also do this manual scheduling also. You can still do this. If you have a requirement where you want to do the drop shipment, back-to-back order, everything can be possible using this. Okay. All you have to do, set up the rules, create the order, system does everything for you. It decides whether you want to do a drop shipment or a back-to-back orders. Okay. So that's all being part of your promising, which means I have an item A. Okay. Every time I get an order for this, I want to, do the drop ship from supplier, probably, XYZ traders, which means I get an order from customer for item A. What I'm going to do, I'm going to drop ship this item from XYZ traders. That I can do. Or I have an order which is like a make to order, which means, when you go to the restaurants, it's all make to orders, right? The moment you go place an order, that is when they actually make the products or prepare the food, prepare the products. Okay, those are all like customized products, right? So now you get an order for item B, let's say. Okay, now what you want to do, it's a make item. So you can create a rule in such a way that if you are getting an order from B, you're going to make manufacture the product only when you get an order. You don't stock it. Pizzas, burgers, you don't have them, on the shelf. You have to make it when you actually get the order. Those are called as make to order. You have something called as make to stock, which means irrespective of orders, you make sure your products are manufactured and available on the shelf. This is called as make to stock, right? Now you can have drop shipment, you can have back-to-back orders, right? Uh, and you can create rules. This is where you navigate. You can create these rules. It's called as sourcing rules, ATP rules. What it will do, it will create a link and it will tell you how you want to route your orders. This way you navigate. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Okay. This is all about your order management. Again, there are a lot of configurations that are involved to implement this order management. I'm just showing the, order screens and shipping screens, but technically background, there are a lot of configurations which are involved to manage all these screens, right? I'm going to talk about, inventory. This is your inventory management where you navigate and perform all your day-to-day inventory activities. Let's say in case if you are a inventory manager or inventory operator, what you do, you come to this inventory management and again, come to this inventory management. It has got, again, infolettes, which is nothing but a dashboard, which shows you the data in this format. When you click on this, ideally takes you to the page. What you can do in inventory management? Again, when you click on this drop down, you see inventory, count, shipments, picks, and receipts. Inventory is nothing but these are all your inventory transactions that you can perform. Moving the material from one location to the other location, or from warehouse to the other warehouse, one bin to the other bin. This is what you can do. Or review all your inventory transactions. You just want to see what are the transactions that are performed, okay, based on some parameters or criteria. You can see based on the organization, based on the item or description, transaction date, sub inventories. You can do this one. All it does, it just shows you everything from here, which means if I just enter here, I click on search. In case if you have any transactions, it displays everything for you. Okay, you can use additional criteria. It can be item, transaction date, sub inventories to search the transactions, and you can also export this data. Okay, so most of the pages have this feature, export feature to Excel. You can export this data, and you can also perform, Excel export from the actions, or you can use this export. At any, most of the pages have this option, let's say view and the columns, where you can enable the additional fields. Currently, you can see only bunch of fields, but if you want to enable more, you can still do this. Probably I want to see the currency. Let's assume it displays it. Okay, so you can enable the fields, and you can see, you can detach, you can see the full screen. Most of the things, most of the options are available under this. Okay, you can sort the orders. Okay, and you want to see who is created this transaction. You can see this, and it shows created by, last updated, creation date, everything it is shown for you. Okay, now apart from this, what you can do in inventory is, yes, we are running late, but what I can do, I'll just extend this more 10 more minutes. Is it okay? Is it fine? Okay.
Yes, Pramod.
Thank you.
Okay, Pramod.
Now, in case if you want to see the on and quantities, okay, you want to see what is the stock that is available in your inventory. All you do is you can just click on this manage item quantities. It shows everything for you here. Okay, anything that is part of this warehouse, it shows here. Okay. Now, if you see here, right, it ideally tells you this item quantity, unit of measurement. But when you click on this view item availability, it tells you what exactly is available. Probably you have 25 pieces in the warehouse, but out of this 25, 20 is been already assigned to a sales order, which means it shows 25, but available to transact maybe 5 itself. So it tells you everything here. In case if you have a dual unit of measurement, you can see this information there. Okay. Now, when you click on this icon, expand icon, it actually drill down, expands or explores, and it tells you where this item is available. Currently, it shows this is your organization, and this is in your stores. Okay, this is where the product is available. So in warehouse, we have something called as storage locations, which is nothing but your sub inventories in Oracle. And again, you have shelves, which is nothing but your row, rack, bin, something like this. Those are called as locators in Oracle terminals. All right. Now you can also verify if it is on hand, receiving, or inbound. Receiving is nothing but in case you just got a shipment from the supplier and it is lying in your receiving dock. You just received it. Then if you click on this, it only shows the quantities that are in your receiving, which is not even in your inventory match. Right? Anything that is in transit or you're expecting something, you can see that in inbound. Okay? This is your stock. This is where you can check all your item quantities. Right? Now, apart from that, in case if you see, right, if you want to transfer the material from one location to the other location, you can use interrupt transfer orders, okay, or in case if you want to check your lot information, serial information, these are all available here, right? In case you want to review supply demand, in case if you want to see what is my item supply demand, what is the source of supply, what is the source of demand, you can navigate and you can check this. Okay. Then you have something called as counts, which is nothing but the cycle count and physical inventory, where you want to periodically count the items. So you navigate to this count and create the counts. Probably, you have expensive items or more usage items. You want to count those on a periodic basis. You can navigate and you can create open counts, right? Shipments is nothing but, in case if you want to ship sales orders or internal orders, you can come to this and you can create your own shipments. You can pick these items, then pack it and ship it. So all those will be part of your shipments. Then again, shipments and picks is more of the same thing. Receipts is nothing but, in case if you want to receive material, it can be a supplier shipments or sales order returns. Probably customer has written the product. You can just navigate to the screen and come to here and you can create returns. Okay. So Oracle has this feature where you can do inspection also. In case if you want to do the quality check from the supplier. Okay, what you can do, you can enable it for inspection. And what system does, whenever you want to receive it, it will ask you to inspect, enter your inspection result, then you move the material to the inventory. Before that, you cannot do that. So that option or feature is available here itself. Okay, so you receive the material, then you do the put away. Okay, then inventory increases and it shows you. Okay, in case if you want to return any materials, you can still do that. Probably you want to correct the receipt, which means let's say probably you entered 10 quantities of 20. Okay, Then you want to adjust that inventory also, can do that using characteristics. Okay. So again, this is all what you can do as part of your inventory management. Again, you have bunch of reports. I'm going to navigate to the screen and I'm going to show you. So here you have some reports. We can create your own reports. I can use these reports, okay, which is out of the box, right? Now, the next thing I want to focus is products, product management information, okay? Which means this is the place where you start creating your items or managing your items, okay? Now, let me click on this, okay? I'm going to give you an overview of the screens. Just bear with me, it's kind of slow today. Okay. So when you click on this, well, it is loading. Okay. Now this has got, again, infolettes, which tells you, if there is anything that needs attention, or probably, the data analysis gives you. Okay. Now, if you click here, you can do a bunch of activities here. Creating item, managing item, browse items, creating catalog. Catalog is nothing but, grouping items based on their specifications. Electronic is the category, right? Which means any product that has same features that you group in, and you can club it, and you can do some sort of reporting or analysis. That's how you do it, report catalogs. Okay. Now Oracle has the flexibility, to create item manually, or using spreadsheets. Okay, you can create items manually, or you can use a spreadsheet uploader. Okay, but again, that is called as a data conversion activity, which you where you download the templates from Oracle repository and enter the data and run few programs, which is nothing but loading the program and importing the program. Okay, then you upload the file and it loads the data. Okay, as part of the training, we'll also see how to do this entire data conversion activities. Okay. To create an item, you have options. Either you want to create a brand new item, or you want to use a copy functionality. Okay. And number of items that you want to use, you can still do this one. All these options that you can do. Okay. Now there is something called as new item request in Oracle. What exactly it does is, rather than creating an item, right? So upfront, it goes, you want to have a stage level creation process. Probably I'm creating a prototype item, and that needs bunch of attributes that would be coming from different departments. Or I want to have a system number generation process, so that system can generate the number for me. Or I want to have a mechanism where I want the item to be created, but it has to be sent for an approval process, so that, the functional area manager or the owner can review the attribute information, then approve or take a decision. That can be all done using new item request. That can be done. Okay. So what PIM does is it allows you to create items, manage items, allow you to do the new item request, and it allows you to change order. Probably, if you want to update any item information, and you have a complaints process that, you want to make sure it goes to the approval mechanism if something has been updated. That is also possible in PIM. Any questions, guys, before I move to the next topic? Again, there are a lot of conversations which will be involved as part of this implementing the product, but I'm just trying to showcase what are the screens and what's the functionality of this thing. Any questions? All right, no questions, then I'll navigate to this. So this is something called as a reports analytics. In case if you want to access the backend, or in case if you want to, check the backend tables or the data, what you can do, you can navigate to this reports analytics, and you can create your reports. Now there is something called as analysis, which means in case if you want to create OTBA reports, Oracle Transaction Business Intelligence reports, which means you don't have to write any code for it. All you have to do is that just click on this analysis, and it gives you options, what report you want to create from what subject area, or you can call it as a folder, probably, I click on this analysis. Really slow today. Okay, now see this. Now let's say, for example, I want to see order management. Order man headers, order line information. Okay, this is just one folder. It is called a subject area. What you can do, you can create your own reports. You don't have to write any code. All you can do is just click on the folder, identify the fields what you want. I want to just say order number. I just click on order, and what it does, these are all folders, subfolders that are available under the subject area. Now each folder will contain some additional information. Probably you're looking for order information, order line information. So all you can do, let me just click on this. Status. When I just click on this, it directly shows displays on my selected columns. I click on this select order lines and order line details. Okay, order number. I just put order number, order line, and order line category. I quickly want to quickly create one item for you. And I just click on result. The moment I click on result, what it does, it just gives you the output here. Okay. Now it shows retrieving the data. Okay. Now see this. The order is created for me. Sorry, the report is created. Okay. Now you don't have to write any code. That's what I'm telling you. So this is called as OT-based functionality, which is available in your applications, where you can create your own reports with it just ease of just clicking and dragging the fields. That's it. If you want to have criteria, if you want to filter, you can still do the filter criteria. See, filter, you have an option to filter. You want to sort it. If you want to move this field to here, you can still do it. You can create your own dashboards. You can create your pie charts. You can create your analysis using this. Okay, so this allows you to create your own reports. This is called as OTB functionality. But if you want to create your own reports using the code, you can do that using data model. The difference between OTB and BI is BI you have to write a SQL. OTB you don't have to write a SQL. All you need to do, click and drop. That's it. If I click here, so let's start from let's say for example, you're going to select FSM and click on OK. So click on data, view. So you have two options: tree view, table view. Tree view is this is how it displays columns, but if you click on table view, it gives you the option like this. This has more information than OTBA, and it's not that everything has a OTBA subject area. So in case if you don't have that, this is where you come and create a SQL to pull the data. This is called as BA for BI, and you see the data, then you create your own report. You can create a sample, then you can create your own reports. Okay, it's quite flexible. It is quite easy. It doesn't take much. It doesn't need much of your SQL technical knowledge. All you have to do, just write the query and save this as sample and create report. So as part of the trainings, what we are going to do, we are going to show you how to create the dashboards, how to create the reports using OTB, how to create these SQLs. Again, don't worry, we are not going to write complicated codes. It's which are manageable for us as a functional consultant. We'll do this one, and I'm going to show you how to create a report for this. Okay. This is where you create reports and you can access these reports on the UI here. Okay, when you have not navigated to the inventory, we have seen bunch of reports. So you can embed those. You can embed those reports here so that you can navigate here and you can use those reports here. So as part of the training, we are going to show everything. Right. Now the next thing what I want to cover is data conversion activities. Right. So import orders. Okay. Now Oracle has something called as docs.oracle.com. So this allows you to view all the product documentations. Now let's say, for example, now in case if you want to import sales orders, inventory transactions, or items, anything, this is where it is called as file-based import, which is called an FBDA, which means you download the templates. Ideally, what you do, let's say in case if you want to import the inventory transaction, all you do, just click on this and download this template, right? Now here you have an option. You have a bunch of fields, sheets here. All you do, enter this data. You have a sample data already, which is provided by Oracle. All you have to do is that, you just enter the data here. And in case if you have lot information, you enter the lot information. If you have serial number, you have the serial information. If you want to enter the cost, you enter the cost information. Then what you're going to do, convert this file to a zip file and upload it to the application and run the program. That's it. System does everything. It validates the data, it loads the data, it imports the data, displays in the front end. It's quite flexible. It is quite easy how to do this. As part of the training, what we are going to do, we are going to show you how to do the data conversion strategies. What are the best practices? Again, loading the data is not easy. You need to understand the data, how to enter the data, what are the best practices, okay? How to validate the data, and post conversion, you need some reports to make sure that, if the loaded data is loaded correctly or not. How do you check it? Okay, in case if the customer is saying, hey, I've got 100 items, and for 100 items, I've got these many quantities. Show me whether this is loaded correctly or not. How do you do this? Using validation reports. Okay, you create your own reports to make sure that the data displays what is being loaded and compare it with the FBDs. Okay, so for every object you have got these FBDs. Okay, inventory transactions. If you see here, if for inventory transaction you have cycle counting, you have in case if it comes to manufacturing, you have work definitions. When it comes to sales orders, probably in case if you want to load these sales orders, you still have you got orders. Okay, import sales orders. Okay, in case if you want to load the price list, if you want to load the discount list, so system has this flexibility to import the data into the application. Okay, so this is the overview. I'll pause here. I know we have ahead of time, but I'm going to pause here and I'll just quickly tell you what is that we are going to cover as part of this training. It's going to be like 45 days of training, 1 hour each, 1.5 hours each. Sometimes we stretch it, but we are going to cover order management, inventory, and pay, and we're going to cover entire FSM. Whatever you're seeing, right? We are going to cover the function setup managers. We are going to see what are the different best practices that are actually implemented. What are the real-time scenarios or real-time business requirements that we got in different projects? And we're going to show you how to configure them, how to understand a requirement, how to understand what is the best practice to configure a feature. Okay, that is something what we are going to do. Apart from that, what we are going to do is we are going to show you how to create OTB reports and BI reports and how to understand the columns, okay, using basic SQL queries. Okay, we'll include that. You don't have to know the PL SQLs or anything. I'm going to help you out with basic queries, which helps you to understand how to write a report, how to develop a report, how to design your own reports, what columns you have. Okay, and we're also going to give you some templates, some reports that you can use in your day-to-day projects in case if you require. Apart from that, data conversion is a major activity as part of your implementation project that you need to load the data. What are all the objects that are there? What are the best practices? How to create the data? How to review your data? How to validate the data? How to check your data that is being loaded or not? Everything will be covered as part of this whole training program. Okay. Apart from that, what we are going to do is that we want to show you, how to create or understand, specification document. Let's say customer is saying, hey, I want a report. Okay. If the customer is asking some customized thing, right? We created some document for that. The document states that, this is a requirement and this is what the customer wants. What is the scope? What is out of scope? What is the assumptions? How do you understand the entire flow? How do you design it? Okay, so that specific document, we are going to see how to create and design the entire document. So that is called as a functional specification document, which we are going to send to. Then we are going to see the configuration workbook. We are going to give you templates, seeded templates, or probably from our project, and you can use that as a reusable component. It ideally gives you what is being configured in the applications. From Oracle itself, you can download, but every project has got something called deliverable document that you need to submit to the customer, and we are going to do that. So as part of this entire program, we'll talk about the real-time scenarios, real-time specific documentations, or project-related documentations, how to configure everything. Okay, so I'll pause here and I'll take questions. Okay. Okay. Any questions? Feel free to ask me. I'm open for questions. Before we get into the questions, guys, did you understand the concept of Oracle Cloud Applications? Hello? Hello?
Yes, Pramod.
Yeah. Okay. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Feel free. I'm open for questions. In case if you think if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll take the questions. It can be related to the course, or related to the careers, or probably it is related to the content or anything. I'm open. Feel free to ask any questions. Again, we want to make sure that we want to understand what is your expectations. What is that you're looking from the course.
Pramod, I just wanted to know whether this course is designed for the functional consultant or for the techno-functional consultant.
Abstract functional consultants, but what we are trying to do is here in this course is we are going to give you some exposure to technical too, so that it actually helps you in your projects.
Okay. Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Right.
So that the Oracle reports and all will not consider, like will not.
Correct. So again, as a functional consultant, ideally, you're going to implement the projects, right?
Right.
But
Right.
it's always good to have some hands-on experience or exposure to technical also. That actually helps you, to understand how the data works, how to create a report, or how to analyze the data, because you'll be working with a lot of technical tools. It's like you have different teams: functional team, technical team, project
Right.
management, business users, right? Now, as a functional consultant, if you just know the functional, it is good. But if you also know the structures of the table and reports and how the data is stored, that actually adds a lot of value, because when you start working with the technical team, you can easily explain them how the data flows, or what exactly you're looking at from the requirement set.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So again, we are not doing a deep dive into technical. It is just the exposure where you can, once you attend these technical probably sessions, it will help you to create reports, OTP reports, or you can OTP or BE reports, and understand how to write a basic SQL to create reports.
Okay.
It's good to have. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, it's up to you. Most of the functional consultants, they're limited to function. But some of them have passion to understand more from the technical side also. And some customers require demands also that, hey, can you create a report? Probably. As part of the data conversion, right? You want to create some OTB report, you can still do this one. And again, you don't need a special skills to create these. Or as long as you understand the concept, navigate to the right screens, you are there. And we'll make sure that you understand the concept and do you create the reports by yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. Any questions? Feel free. Any more questions, guys? The only reason why we're not getting into the conferences, this sessions, this demo, we just want to make sure that we want to showcase what is the product and what are the modules, or what are the different screens that you can navigate to see what this whole product does for you. Okay, one is
Pramod,
yeah,
sorry,
please
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Pramod, will we get that some access just for the
Yes,
hands-on practices and all?
yes. So I'll tell you what we are going to offer. Okay,
Okay.
we'll give you the training. We'll also give you the assignments. We'll also give you the access to the application, and we'll
Mhm.
make sure that you work on those assignments and get hands-on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll learn some bit or brief knowledge about that P2P and the O2C process, or like
Everything.
will not. Okay, we'll consider. Okay, we'll learn
Of course.
those
See, again,
concepts.
the main agenda or the crux of this program, it is designed in such a way that
Hmm.
understand the business, then understand the product. When you marry
Okay.
these two things, that is where you understand how to talk to the customer and what exactly is the customer talking. We will
Right.
not directly jump into the screens. We'll just talk about the business. In case if you say P2P, O2C, what are those? Those are just the business process. What is the sales order process? Okay, we'll just talk about the sales order process. What is shipment process? We'll just talk about the real-time scenario, how it works. And then what we'll do, we'll get onto the screen and we'll show how to configure, how to manage, how to create a transactions. Okay. To answer a question again, we'll definitely here to give you that business knowledge to help you understand what exactly it works in terms of business, that whole process. Then we'll get into the application, we'll do it.
And here, Pramod, we have only that the UI, like from UI, we can go to order management or the inventory management and select, like there's no anything kind of T codes or something like it is in SAP, right? Like we cannot
Nothing
go to
else.
directly to the, okay. We cannot go to directly to that particular transaction. We have to go navigate one by one, right?
See, again, that's how every ERP functions, every ERP is designed.
Right.
So based on the roles, you navigate to specific icons. That icons will allow you to view the data or perform the transaction.
Right. Thanks, Pramod. That's all I have to
Any
ask.
more questions, guys? Feel free. Again, I'm stressing more this code because this demo, the intent of this demo is to give you an exposure to the applications. And in terms of configurations, there are a lot of configurations which are involved. Okay, and those will be part of your all training programs. And again, we'll start with the business, we'll start with the basic, then we'll get onto the applications and we'll do the deep dives. Okay. Any more questions before I end the session? Any more questions? Okay. If not, I'll end the session. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining the session. Thanks for all the opportunity that you guys gave me. Okay. And anything that you have any questions post this session, feel free to contact the admin and we'll take the questions offline also if it is required. And send your feedbacks if you think you want to tell how this works. Again, there is always development area whenever we do something, and we respect your voice, we respect your feedbacks. We want to make sure we build a curriculum which accelerates the customers. Okay, it's always a learning phase. So we want to make sure we give the best of the best quality learning programs so that it helps your careers. That's what we're here for. All right. Thanks everyone for joining.
Thank you. Thank you, Pramod.
Thank you. Thank you.